Welcome to Comic Book Zero.
And I am Mr. Nappy, comic book aficionado of anything Marvel.
And I am Chuck Flamingo, and I am not, which makes me the perfect person to go to the fringes of the Marvel Universe and bring back an artifact to my expert here to see if I found a hero or a zero. And today's issue is, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Give it a shot. The Nth Man. See, it's got a capital N-T-H, Man. Nth Man.
Nth Man.
Okay, can I just say, dear Marvel writers, if you're out there, thank you for firing the guy who tried to make this comic book because, I mean, of all things you're going to call a guy, Nth Man, does that make any, did we run out of words?
Well, it's really hard because there's no vowels. It's just the N.
Oh my god. Nth Man.
I mean, Nth Man.
Nth Man, huh? Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
Okay, so the full title is Nth Man, the Ultimate Ninja. Of course, when you think of a ninja, what do you think?
Well, he's probably the nth ninja that ever lived.
Most likely.
First, second, third, nth ninja.
Whatever the hell that means.
Well, he's a secret guy. He's mysterious. He floats through the walls.
Oh, no, that's a ninja.
He looks a little more like Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme with a sword and a machine gun.
Actually,
I
think he looks like Christopher Lambert.
Oh, Jesus.
From, the Highlander guy?
The Highlander guy?
Yeah, he looks like Christopher Lambert.
Are you kidding me right now?
Okay, on our website, we're going to have a picture of his face. We're going to have a picture of Christopher Lambert from Mortal Kombat, because they both have white hair.
Are you kidding me right now?
They don't look exactly the same. We're going to have a poll. And we see who wins the poll. We'll check it out in the later episode. But,
oh my gosh.
ninjas, they're quiet, they're sneaky, they obscure their face, but this guy...
Non-Asian and old. This is what they're trying to tell you. This story is about, this guy. He stops everything because he's the ultimate ninja. And ultimate ninjas can't be stopped because he's Nth Man. And the ultimate ninja needs a machine gun. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I didn't notice that. He has a machine gun because we all know that's part of stealth. Stealth is running into the middle of a room with a machine gun firing away. Swinging a sword that's... Well, I have no idea how this is even happening with a sword. Okay, on the cover, he is twirling a sword with his fingers, and the sword is going under his arm, but above his head, and it's not slicing anything off.
And his hair is still in place perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a perfect perm. And all I'm saying is, he's a Harlem Globetrotter of ninjas, because he's able to twirl his sword between his hand and his head and still fire off a machine gun with shells flying everywhere and have a gritty look on his face like, I could do this all day. Like, really, dude? Really?
Alright, so here's why I picked this one.
Because it's cheesy?
No, first, it says fantastic first issue.
And you believed it?
Yeah, why not?
Oh my god. I don't know.
It says fantastic first issue and there's a giant... You think that's lying?
I think that's lying.
Okay, and another thing is that there's Spider-Man on the bottom left-hand corner.
Spider-Man's on the bottom? Yeah, that's
so this must be a Spider-Man character.
Hell, no, he's not a Spider-Man character at all. Every comic book at that time in the early 80s had Spider-Man on the cover because he's a flagship comic book person. That's how you recognize it's Marvel, from the Spider-Man symbol. So all this is them saying, hey, look, it's going to be just as good as Spider-Man. But was it?
So there's no Spider-Man.
No Spider-Man is going to be in this issue.
I got this for Spider-Man. He's on the damn cover.
Listen, you need to have Spider-Man showing as a part of the picture, the artwork, not as a stapled on little Spider-Man in the bottom left-hand corner of the book there.
But I thought this was going to be the same universe as Spider-Man.
I thought there were fairies and unicorns and rainbows. Apparently not.
Okay, we'll see what this is really about.
Okay, come on.
Okay, let's go ahead and read this.
So, we have some questions here.
Oh, yes,
You're the scribe here.
Yeah.
So, tell me about this plot. Tell me about what made sense to you in this plot. Okay, that's all I need to know. What made sense to you? What drew you to continue to turn pages? Was it the Nintendo cartoon advertising going on there? Was it the Wolverine picture in there? The false advertising that maybe there might be an X-Men to save the day when there wasn't? Is that Sega on the back cover?
Tengen?
Tetris. Oh my gosh.
The Tengen Nintendo knockoffs, they weren't allowed to actually make Nintendo cartridges. So they reverse engineered one and made all these American games without Nintendo's permission.
See, if you know how old a comic is when you have the old Nintendos, and Nintendo, I want to describe to you people.
The old Nintendo?
If you were old enough to have a Nintendo, and you played a game like Double Dribble or Zelda or Mario Brothers or whatever, you'll remember that sometimes everything freezes and you have to pull out the cartridge, put it underneath your shirt,
and blow on it.
But I digress. So tell them the grand story about the drama that goes on with this.
Okay, so it is World War III, specifically 6 months after the start of World War III. Because we all know the 6th month of a world war is always the best one.
It is always the best
Always the best one. The previous 6 was just a mass murder,
Yes.
boring stuff. So there is a Condor Transport 38C transporting a platoon of Army tanks and U.S. Army soldiers into the middle of Moscow, and the mission's to save somebody.
Okay. In Moscow.
In Moscow. Middle of Moscow. Okay. And I thought that they were going to rescue the guy who started World War III. And there is like 3 freaking pages on backstory coming from a news broadcaster, which is always the most boring way to get exposition across, about how this psychic guy used his psychic abilities to make all radioactive material inert.
Okay. And
since that got rid of all nuclear bombs, so we all went to war.
You don't say.
Because that's what we do when we don't have nuclear bombs. Now, he also made all radioactive material inert. No chemotherapy. So a lot of people are dying.
It sounds like we really need a hero here to save the day. Who do we have available to save this?
Well, obviously...
Do you think the Avengers would be able to handle this?
Well, is this in the same...
Alpha Flight? X-Men? Anybody?
Who the hell's Alpha Flight? Okay, listen.
Oh my gosh.
It's World War III. Okay, it's a Marvel comic. It's World War III. Yeah. So... in the Marvel comics, so I'm guessing there was an event called World War III, and all the superheroes had to fight each other, right? Mm-hmm. So World War III happened in the Marvel Universe.
Yes, it did.
It did.
Allegedly.
So this guy is part of the Marvel Universe.
This comic book does not translate with any of the other ones.
Okay, so the transport plane carrying all these American soldiers and tanks land in the middle of Moscow, and of course, they get shot up.
To crap.
Everyone's dying, right? Mm-hmm. And they go into the secret place, and there's this old Asian man and a young woman who apparently knows Moscow. And once again, I thought they were going to get this guy who started World War III, but it's not. It's our hero, the Nth Man.
Oh gosh, he's all we had.
Who's in an underground prison.
Yes, he is.
And we see some Russian guys give him food, and he's all chained up.
Can you tell me about his wrist, about his shackles?
They look like... they look like the shackles from Genie in Aladdin.
Yeah, it looks like the Wonder Woman bracelet.
Oh, yeah, just put them together,
blocking bullets. Yes, that's what it looks like. So if you have that idea in your head, picture this really strapping, steroid-laden ninja.
Or Christopher Lambert,
allegedly. And he's sitting there with shackles, with no shoes, shackled down to his ankles, no shoes, and he uses a plate.
The plate that they give him.
They give him.
To escape.
Yeah, and how many guards did he take out with one plate?
Well, he took out one guard with the plate, other guard with a spoon.
Wow.
Now, I'm assuming they've been feeding him every day, right?
So you can stab people with a spoon?
I guess so. Idea. But it went into his eyes, so I guess. Wow. So they've been feeding him every day. So he could have done this every time, like any time.
That's so sad.
Right, so he escapes when they try to feed him. All our brave American soldiers are dying in the streets of Moscow, and he comes out of his prison and is like, "What are you guys doing here?" Mm-hmm. Like an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Oh, okay. Here's a part where it explains Nth Man's powers. I will read it off here, unless you want to read it.
Oh no, go ahead. You're doing a good job. I'm just gonna roll my eyes for a couple of moments. Go ahead.
So a Russian guard is about to blow his brains out, but he can't just pull the trigger. The Nth Man says, "It's a trick I learned from my dentist. I can do a lot of things. That's why they call me the Nth Man." How in the hell does that equal Nth Man? Telekinetic powers equals Nth Man.
Hence the garbage can cometh down the road. Let's bring in the garbage can.
I mean, I knew someone whose nickname was Squishy. That's because he had erectile dysfunction.
That's so sad.
All right, so that's a nickname that works. It makes sense. You can tell where it came from, but he's just Nth Man. And Nth Man doesn't mean anything.
He means...
that's why they call me the Nth Man. That makes no sense.
No talent.
And when you were talking about translation earlier...
No talent in the house. Nth Man.
On the bottom here, the Russian pilots are talking, and I guess there's a little asterisk so we know they're speaking another language.
Yes. Marvel had this thing where if it's an alien culture or somebody from a different country that didn't speak English, they would have this whole thing where they'd box it,
On the bottom right hand, there's a box.
Yeah, and they put an asterisk in the bubble that had the conversation and said, "It translated from the French by some guy who doesn't even know what French is." And they put their name in there. And then you go, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Well, here it says translated from the Russian.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it say translated from Russian?
Because you have to understand the trash bin comic mentality. Because you don't need, normally none of them have any kind of substance. You can't keep erupting for 4 or 5 episodes.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so these comics go straight in the garbage can, basically, right?
Well, I call
That's what you're saying.
I would throw it away in the garbage can. Wouldn't you throw away this in the garbage can?
Oh, no, because I need to do a podcast.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so...
You have a point.
Okay, so every letter is ink. Ink costs money. They have an extra word, the, from the Russian. A singular Russian in the middle of Moscow. That's what they're translating everybody from.
And that's why the whole thing is trash.
But it could just be translated from Russian, and it'll save so much money on ink from getting rid of the word the.
Das Vidanya to all my Russian people out there.
Back to the story. It turns out the Nth Man is there to kill a Russian colonel named the Ice Queen. She has a real Russian name, but I can't pronounce.
Does she make ice? No.
No, she does not make ice.
See what I'm saying?
So,
Iceman made ice. The Ice Queen made ice. Elsa made ice. Sub-Zero made ice.
Elsa did make ice.
You get yourself a person who is, I don't know, it just baffles the mind.
All the soldiers die except for the Asian man who turns out to be his master.
And they didn't wear the red shirt.
They didn't wear any red shirts.
Okay.
His psychic, which is the woman who knows everything about Moscow, they humiliate the Ice Queen and they escape to continue on their mission to end World War III.
Of course not. Are we talking about the old man now? Because the old man needs to get some shine up in this.
Okay, the old man who wrote the book on kicking ass, according to one of the soldiers.
Yep, and he's just the corniest dude I've ever seen in a book.
It's so cliche.
He's trying to be like a Stick, the old guy who mentored Daredevil in Daredevil. But he is just so far removed from the process. He's an old withering guy. I mean, the whole story, pretty much, to me, was like, where are we going with this story?
Okay, I could rewrite this entire issue right now and would save a lot more American lives. And this is how. We have...
He gets shot, he dies.
No. Okay. So, the first issue could be the Asian guy, right? He writes a message attached it to a rat, right?
Yes.
And it's actually a robot rat. And the robot rat goes all the way down to a subterranean prison.
I was hoping it was Michael Jackson's rat, but go ahead.
Michael Jackson's rat? Okay. So, it goes all the way down to the basement where the Nth Man is at. Yeah. The Nth Man opens up the message because he's there on a mission. That's why he got captured. But he opens up the message that says abort mission, and then he just escapes. Mm-hmm. All right, and we can see how badass he is by escaping on his own. Mm-hmm. All right, and then he meets up with the Asian guy. He's like, I was busy. What's up? All right, and the Asian guy goes like, I got a better mission for you, and they go off.
Oh, Lord.
Instead, we get all this crap, and like all these American soldiers are dying.
They are.
And this guy's like, I didn't ask you to rescue me.
Like, hey, why are you guys here? I got this under control.
So this guy is a complete asshole. The Nth Man is an asshole.
I could have told you that. And does he land on a B, C, or D list of comic book heroes? No. Not at all. His superpowers shouldn't really be superpowers. It should be like, I have martial arts powers.
Well, he does have telekinesis.
I'm able to be a martial artist at all times here. Thank you very much.
So, okay, I'm pretty sure I know what we're going to roll on this, but hero 0.
I'm going to say 0 because of the fact that too many variables where he could have been somebody, but they had the wrong people working on it.
I say 0 because he has no character. His character is, I'm Mr. Super McCool. It's like the late 80s, early 90s Super McCool, which is just, there's nothing about him, just, I'm very confident kicking ass, and I'm a lone wolf.
But again, like I always say, if the Chitauri were coming through the portal, and they were attacking Earth, and the Avengers couldn't be there, and you said, I need one superhero to take on the Chitauri, who do we got available? And all we see is this guy. And is there anybody else?
Wait, isn't Chitauri fried octopus?
I don't know what fried octopus ever tastes like. I don't like fried octopus.
But isn't it called Chitauri? Or is it? No, it's called calamari.
Calamari!
Okay, so when a calamari attacked the planet, and the president calls, he's not going to call an Nth Man.
No.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Well, I'd like to thank you all for listening to our humble podcast today. Please tell your friends, subscribe, and thank you so much. You have any last words?
Go on to our website, and there will be a poll of whether or not this guy looks like Christopher Lambert.
Okay, I'm going to put my thumb down and say, come on, people. Just rally around each other and say, no!
All right.
Just say no!
We'll see. See you guys next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.